Hey everyone, this is another Challenger Misfortune analysis, and in this series we look at Challenger level Misfortune players and look at what they are doing, how they are dealing with the current meta and what they are building. And the interesting part is Emdiel has been playing Dark Harvest Misfortune kind of forever, but now this build got really popular and so it might be even more interesting for you. And this is patch 8.14. And I think Dark Harvest Misfortune has an over 40% play rate out of all Misfortune builds, and Conqueror got nerfed, so people might look at other builds. And if you want to play it like Emdiel, his rune setup is obviously Dark Harvest, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, and Ultimate Hunter with Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm. So really late game heavy and basically full AD. He doesn't even buy boots. This is bootless Misfortune, and he is playing, yeah, as you can see, against a Jhin Pike lane, which for him means, since he is such a... yeah, he's basically a late game hyper carry with this build, so all he needs to do is not die, or basically not lose to Jhin in the early game, and he can basically run away with the game. And yeah, you already see the first cannon minion went down and he picked up his first soul, and it's always a little bit hard to... sorry, to judge whether you can go for the souls or not, because especially in a lane like Jhin, who can pressure you early very much. If the cannon minion dies too far out there, you probably want to give up on the soul instead of taking a lot of damage, because you really need to keep your health total high as to not die in this lane. And you see he's level 3, but all his runes, all this AD allows him to already farm under tower just with auto attacks, which is one of the upsides playing this build, because it doesn't really matter if you have a rather losing early game, which is the case against Jhin, because yeah, being pushed under tower, you can safely farm, you can stay healthy, you get your minions, and all you really need to do is get to the late game. Well, in this particular game, the kind of important part is keep in mind the enemy do have a Karthus, who obviously also scales like a monster, and if you yeah, so you kind of have to build around him too. You cannot just stack lethality. Well, that's what Emdiel usually does. He just instantly stacks all the lethality items he can get, as I've said, disregarding boots or anything else. But against Karthus, you kind of have to... Wow, what a bounce. Yeah, that was some premium geometry there. But against Karthus, you cannot dodge anything. Well, obviously you can dodge everything bar his ulti, but his ulti is basically the main concern here, because a squishy champion, an AD carry, no health items, no magic resist, nothing, you will die pretty quickly. But I think Emdiel tackles this problem by building a Hex Drinker. I didn't check out the pre-game, well, the post-game summary too thoroughly. What I saw is that the gold graph was going up and down all the time, so I thought this is an interesting game. By the way, this is on Emdiel's smurf account. This is Diamond 2, I think. But I think this doesn't really matter for us, since most of us are below Diamond 2, and Emdiel is a Challenger tier player who, well, I think currently he's in Masters on his main account, but you cannot expect... Wow, nice. This Kindred is popping off. You cannot expect anyone to consistently stay in Challenger all the time, so... yeah, Emdiel is basically the best Misfortune we can learn from if we want to play Dark Harvest. And he already bought his Serrated Dirk. Jhin is probably back right now too. No, he's... well, he's not. Yeah, now he's backing. So we will see what he goes for. He started boots, interestingly enough, probably to dodge the Rakan, the knockups, because Jhin is stronger early game than Misfortune, I would say, but still, if you play it poorly, if you get knocked up by Rakan and initiated upon, then Misfortune obviously still can destroy you as a Jhin. Yeah, so boot's a nice choice, I like it. An RBF sword really gives him a lot of pushing power against Misfortune, and well, whether his all-in is better than Misfortune's, it probably is, because he's Jhin, but item-wise, I think a Serrated Dirk with the lethality. Lethality obviously does not help you pushing, but in all-in fights. It's very much valuable. Yeah, all this damage. Heals coming out. The Rakan is 100% dead. Is he able to duke it out though? Oh damn. That was wow, that was crazy well played. You saw that? Well, let's look at this again. Because quite a few interesting things happened there. Rakan 100% dead as soon as Karthus ult comes out. Emdiel gets a very important Q bounce on the Pyke, which allows him to set up for play. He switches between targets for love tap, and now he flashes because he predicts the hook coming out right there, but the Pyke very skillfully holds on to it in order to see what Emdiel does. So this flash, I like it very much, but in the end it didn't pay off. Pyke waits long enough to still get it off, which ultimately causes Emdiel to trade 1 for 2. Well, all in all 2 for 2 because Rakan died, but he could have lived there if his flash play paid off. But it was a very nice idea. Yeah, this is the heads-up thinking you need to have when you want to be challenger someday. Yeah, but still in the end, this trade is okay. Emdiel gets some Dark Harvest stacks and a shutdown. Oh wait, no. Who got the shut? No, Emdiel got shut down. Yeah, okay. So not as good as I made it sound, obviously, because he gave 450 gold to the Jhin. But still, 2 kills, 600 gold for Emdiel, and he is now working towards, I would guess, towards his Duskblade, because Duskblade is, generally speaking, better in lane, since you can abuse the bushes in order to get the procs. But, well, additionally, he has to stack his Eyebow collection, and Duskblade helps there too. And you, generally speaking, need the out-of-combat movement speed from Yomu's Ghostblade more when you get out of lane. So if lane phase was over, there could be a point for going Ghostblade over Duskblade first. But I would guess Emdiel's going for Duskblade first, yeah. But we'll see. And now the Jhin needs to be careful, especially considering he just upgraded his boots and Emdiel got more attack damage. Yeah. You don't want to fight that. Nasty gank. Nasty gank. The vision bait. He's dead. Yeah. The thing here is, this bush is warded, but if a control ward is standing in there, not only is red team able to see this ward at all times, but this ward is also, you see this cross over the vision sign, it's blocked out. It doesn't provide any vision, so you can hide in the bush as long as you don't attack this ward. This is something a lot of lower elo players don't know. If you don't attack a ward that is affected by a control ward, it doesn't give the team any vision. But if you attack it, you obviously see who's attacking it. So by just sitting in the bush, not attacking the ward, they set up for this nice little gank. I was rambling a little bit too much, but this was basically a standard minion crash dive. And the minions are on the tower. Karthus ults, softening them up, but I think, yeah, okay. That was very well played by the Nidalee. Pyke dies, but still they trade 2 for 1, and the most important thing, Emdiel loses all these minions. Well, okay, the tower falls now, so he might not lose all of them, but still, red team got first tower gold, which obviously is an issue. Yeah, it's not even 10 minutes and you already got a 3-1-3 Jhin with first tower gold, which is precisely what you want to avoid in this lane, but hey, what can you do? The enemy played this rather well. Emdiel going for double longsword. I would guess he picked up a longsword on the back earlier because he couldn't afford an upgrade, but still wanted to get some AD. And now he again couldn't afford his upgrade because he bought a longsword and is forced to buy another one. Yeah, now he has to wait until 700 gold for his first upgrade. Now lane phase is over for him, so we'll see whether he goes for Ghostblade or Duskblade. Well, I know Emdiel's playstyle, and I would guess he personally would go for Duskblade still, but Ghostblade is definitely a fine pickup there. Okay, now all of them are missing. Okay, he sees the Ornn. They did a lane swap. which means Emdiel can safely push since he sees 2 of them are top lane. Well, still 2 are missing, so yeah, he shouldn't attack the tower. Yeah, you need to ward up first. Okay, now he sees the Karthus. No, only the jungler is missing, which means he can safely attack the turret. They go for the dive. Crazy. That even works out. Wow. Unlucky though. Global Karthus shenanigans. What was that sound effect? It sounded like a pike, but he's top lane. Nice one. Yeah, but they are all there. Emdiel has no way of reaching them in time, so he just goes for some harass on the tower, pushes some more. He can safely farm this wave, but now the enemy are respawning and backing, so he needs to be wary of him getting picked up. Yeah, he just backs now. And he has more than enough gold for his upgrade and for another serrated duck. What does he go for? Yeah, Duskblade. Duskblade into serrated duck. Basically his standard build. Duskblade first, and then he goes for all the other lethality items and then for Last Whisper. Because lethality, I think I say it in every single Dark Harvest Misfortune video, but just for the... For everyone who, but maybe for some new viewers, I don't know. Lethality gets more valuable the more you have it in your inventory, so... stacking lethality is... how do I explain this? Yeah, it's basically maths, but 3 lethality items, and the only way you can really increase the soul damage from Dark Harvest, well, it does have an 80 ratio, but the soul stacks are just adaptive damage, and the only way you can increase that is by reducing enemy armor. So lethality, just lethality stacking is so efficient on Dark Harvest Misfortune. And just to get this lethality faster, this is the reason he skips boots, because he wants as much damage as early as possible. Because earlier in the game, everyone has less armor, and the closer you get the enemy armor to 0, which is why stacking lethality is so valuable, the better the damage increase gets. Yeah, Karth is just getting absolutely destroyed there. Kind of a... Oh, okay, I thought the ulti was a little bit iffy, but oh wow. But Pyke could follow up with his ultimates. And Emdiel is starting to look pretty good. 4 kills already. And it doesn't matter if he has some deaths, as long as he has a high kill participation, it means he has a high soul count, since everyone who dies, and high kill participation obviously equals presence in teamfights, and in teamfights many people tend to die, and as long as he collects those souls, he just gets his stacking going really quickly. Can we see how many souls he has? 80 at 14 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of average. It's okay. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter too much how many souls you collect throughout the game, because as soon as teamfights start to break out, and if you are present, you'll just collect so many of them. Get so many resets. Yeah, no dragon control. Red team takes it for free. Blue team looking to take top turret. Basically preemptively answering the Jhin and Pyke, who they predict to come top lane too, and Camille just mirroring the Ornn bot lane. It's a fine play macro-wise. Yeah, but they need to be careful. If you're well, there's the Kindred. If your jungler is topside, you can go for plays, but you can also play a little bit more aggressively, but they just decide to trap. Yeah, they want to lure the Pyke into doing something stupid. Which happens. Nice. And there was neither a sweeper nor a control ward in this bush, but due to Duskblade's passive, Emdiel 100% knew this bush wasn't warded and Pyke needed to face check in order to ward it. Because Duskblade passive obviously gives you bonus damage if you have not been spotted, and you obviously see the little icon if it's ready. And if the icon suddenly disappears and you don't know why, then it's probably because you're standing on a ward. So Emdiel knew 100% no ward in sight. That was a little bit too much. A little bit too much. Yeah, they chased into Fog of War and got just blown out by the Nidalee. It's still fairly early into the game, and Nidalee is so strong early. You have to respect it. Working towards Ghostblade now. Looking kind of grim for blue team. Yeah, that fight really cost them. They shouldn't have chased. I think they will lose this turret here. And maybe even mid-turret? Yeah, probably. The turret is way too low. They won't be there in time. Looking worse and worse. Damn. Yeah, now their base is pretty much cracked open. Well, not cracked open as in they can take inhibitors, but losing all auto turrets means your own jungle is unsafe territory for you now. And so you have to play very carefully at all times, even going for your own jungle camps. And especially since the enemy mid turret is still intact, they can safely approach into the river and go from there, push the vision line into your jungle, and don't even see them coming because your turrets are no longer in existence. Yeah, let's see how they cope with that. Duskblade, Ghostblade, and Longsword. Emdiel having a nice little power spike right there. Nidalee does have Rift Herald, doesn't she? No. She's just, well, she's glowing in violet. I think that means she has Rift Herald ready. Not quite sure though. Oh no, what's this glow? Oh, it's Lichbane. Right. I thought, yeah, Kindred has Rift Herald. I was confused for a while, for a little bit because of the particles. Okay. Okay, so had the red team had Rift Herald in this situation, this would look really grim, because it basically ensures that a tier 2 is falling right now. Luckily not going to happen. On the other hand, blue team could now look to get something done with their Rift Herald. Right, the Pike going for a super aggressive play. Not seeing the Kindred right there. Yeah, and the double lethality Misfortune ult. Absolutely demolishing those two. Yeah, that was big. Now the enemy really cannot defend against Rift Herald mid lane, and Emdiel got 2 more champion souls for Dark Harvest. Yeah, this is a feeble attempt. Emdiel is a little bit out of position, but still, you're fighting 3 versus 5, so yeah, Karthus. Wow, the Kindred ulti. Wow. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. Yeah, but this own initiation was very much questionable, even though Emdiel was out of position. You never want to fight 4 versus 5, you don't want that. Wow. Okay, Emdiel now picking up top lane farm. He has no lifesteal in his build, so after this fight he cannot stay at all. So he just pushes out this wave and probably backs then. Since Baron is also spawning, and you don't want to be almost dead and useless in teamfights if Baron is on the map. Yeah, he's sitting at 2k gold. He really wants to back there. It's not enough for a finished Edge of Night, but still he gets all the components, I think. Oh, the Last Whisper. Okay, so building Last Whisper before Edge of Night. It's fine, I think, considering the Ornn has way too much armor already. Yeah. And Last Whisper, obviously, also with total armor penetration, very much increases damage against squishy targets, so it's a nice third item pickup. Yeah, but I think Emdiel once said to me not picking up the third lethality item in lethality builds is basically the equivalent to not picking up Infinity Edge in crit builds. But hey, if he thinks Lord Dominic's Regards is better as a third item than Edge of Night, then I believe him. Yeah, now he's finished Lord Dominic's Regards, and now he probably goes for his, what's it called? For his Edge of Night. Still not buying any health. Well, Edge of Night obviously is health, but he has not bolted yet. And not a single point of magic resist against a semi-fed Karthus. Okay, this play though is very much unsafe Baron play. Okay, Emdiel just destroys the Karthus. They back off, since they don't want to go for Baron and Karthus passive. They're so low right now. Orianna is so dead. Yeah, I don't like the Baron play. You cannot well, you have 5 enemy team members alive who can contest you, and Baron shreds your armor and magic resist. Or just your magic resist? I don't remember right now. And you don't even have a control ward in the pit. You don't go for that. You just don't. Emdiel getting hooked, but no problem. No follow-up. Yeah. Now red team overstepped. They overchased them. And now, since the enemy jungler is dead, and additionally the support, you have a 5v3 situation, and you have smite advantage, so this is safe. At least it should be. Yeah. Alright, and now with Baron buff you can now safely push some turrets. Top turret is still standing at 20 minutes, which is concerning, but now you can finally get some free gold off the map. Since turrets are basically global gold, yeah, and some free vision. Huge wards that give a lot of gold upon being killed. That's what they are, those turrets. Okay, Emdiel, how much gold? 2k, alright. Looking kinda Yeah, has to back now. Getting a Serrated Dirk and a pickaxe, I would guess. Yep, Serrated Dirk, pickaxe, and... what's he doing? Oh, there we go. Now finally starting to respect the Karthus, selling his Doran's... no, not selling his Doran's Blade. Reverting the purchase on his Serrated Dirk to get a Hex Drinker instead. Yeah. Somewhat respecting the Karthus right now. But obviously he's not upgrading to more Mimosas, he's just sitting on the Hex Drinker. And now looking to get more lethality. Nice initiation. Yeah, that's just... that pike just got deleted completely. Even though he just caught one enemy team member in his ulti, really, he just gave his team such a big advantage. All the others are kinda low, and it's a 4v5 for red team, in blue team's favor, so. Taking additional tower shot just to pick up the soul early. Good old greed. Alright. Yeah, but this is now, yeah, inhibitor is gone. Mid lane is going to fall as well, since Orianna is pushing with Baron. The red team cannot really do anything against all these Baron minions. Yeah, this should be game. Wow. And yeah, Kindred obviously countering Karthus super hard. Yeah, the push with Baron minions. Even though it looked kind of shaky in the mid game when red team was ahead by, I think, 7 kills or something. Yeah. Blue team just able to just brawl it out. And Emdiel with his Dark Harvest Misfortune getting some nice little ultis. There were no real big team fights in which he could ult, But still, just those little picks, it's enough. It's enough to turn this game around, since you never, even if you have a somewhat, well, if you have a very big advantage, it doesn't matter too much, but if you have only a small advantage, you cannot fight 4v5, and Red Team at one point tried to fight 3v5, which very much cost them the game, and yeah, obviously the power of Dark Harvest Misfortune's ultimate and auto attacks is just absurd, and this game didn't even go that long. Had this game gone longer, this would have been even more ridiculous. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and you could learn something. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I see you next time.